want to learn today? Books and nature, science, sports and history. Do you love learning? Come and chat with Dad and me. Up Ellis, what do you want to learn today?
Hey Up Ellis.
Hey up Dad.
What are we talking about today?
Well, this episode is all about printing in the darkroom at the art house.
That's right. So I recently shot a film with Emily, and she's the darkroom technician at the art house in Wakefield. And as a thank you, she very kindly invited you and me to spend some time in the darkroom with her, didn't she?
Yeah, and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, it was brilliant, wasn't it? I particularly enjoyed it because I had a darkroom when I was younger, and your granddad had a darkroom when he was younger before me. Mm-hmm. So it was really, really nice for me to spend some time with you in there.
So, before we went into the darkroom, I sat down with Emily to ask her a little bit about what we're going to be doing. Let's play the interview. Hey up, Emily.
Hey up, Alice.
Thanks for inviting me and Dad to spend some time in the darkroom with you today. I'm really excited to try it because my dad used to have a darkroom when he was younger. Can you tell me a bit about what we're going to be doing?
So today we're going to be creating our own digital negatives. So we're going to be taking photographs that you and your dad have made on your phone or with a digital camera, and we're going to be reprinting those onto an acetate, so like a clear sheet of plastic. Once we've printed onto that acetate, we're going to take our digital negatives into the darkroom and make some contact prints. So it's just like working with film, except with a bit more control over scale, and we can manipulate the digital negatives a little bit.
Can you tell me why the lights are in there are red?
So the lights are red because they operate at a certain frequency that doesn't interact with the light sensitive paper that we're using. And I think a lot of people think that darkrooms always have to be under a red light, but it's not true at all. So you could get a green safe light. We call them safe lights. And typically they're always red, but you could get a green or an amber or a red. It's just most common that it has that kind of creepy red feel.
I really like taking photos. My mum and dad bought me a digital camera. Why do you shoot on film? It seems like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, but I personally think that there is nothing more rewarding than having that complete start to finish control. And some people send their film off to be processed at a lab or in other places, but I think there's nothing better than loading a roll of film into a camera, going out and making some beautiful photographs, and then taking that film out, processing it all by hand, watching those photographs come to life as an object, and then making a print.
Thanks again for letting us spend some time in here with you, and thanks for answering my questions. Shall I make a print then?
Let's make a print.
Right, we had such a good time in the darkroom, didn't we? It was really good fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really fun.
So obviously, I've been in a darkroom before because I used to have one in my bedroom when I was younger, but it's your first time in a darkroom. So what was your favourite bit of the process that we did?
My favourite part was probably putting it in the first tray, which had... What was it in the first tray?
Oh, now this is a good test because it's been a few weeks now since we were in there. Can you remember what was in each of the trays? How many trays were there altogether?
3.
3. So what was in the first tray? Begins with a D. It's the magic tray that makes things happen.
Developer.
That's right, the developer. And do you remember what the second tray had in it?
Stop.
That's right. And the third one?
Fixer.
That's right. So the first tray was okay, so the first tray was your favourite one, yeah?
Yeah.
And why is that?
That's because when you put the paper into the liquid, it just made the picture come onto the
That's
paper.
right. It's everybody's favourite. It's like proper magic, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you put the paper in and it's clear, and then you call it agitate, and you sort of roll the tray backwards and forwards. And let the chemical wash over the paper, and it takes about a minute or so, doesn't it? A minute and a half, and the picture just magically appears, doesn't it?
Yeah,
which is amazing. So what does the stop do? Can you remember what the stop path does?
It stops it making more picture.
That's right. Yeah, it stops the developer working, so it doesn't keep.
There's a clue.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, in that case, then, what does the third one do? What does the fix do? Do you remember that?
It puts more. I don't know.
It basically it locks the picture, doesn't it? So the first one develops the picture, the second one stops it developing, so it doesn't get too dark, and then the third one fixes it, so it makes it. It means you can put it in the light.
Yeah.
So we did 2 prints, didn't we?
Yeah.
And Emily helped you with the first one, didn't she? Sort of taught you through the step by step and the timings, because the timings are really important. But the second one, she just kind of left you to it, didn't she? And I tell you what, you were ever so good. I was really impressed. So you were a little bit ahead of me. You were a couple of trays in front, weren't you? So when you had your picture in the stop bath for a minute or so, you took it out of the darkroom, didn't you? So you could go and have a look. And you were just happily doing it on your own, weren't you? Making your own picture. It was brilliant. So you really enjoyed it.
I've got them stuck up in my room.
Yeah, you got them up in your bedroom, haven't you? It's really, really special. Like, I don't think many people your age get to spend time in a darkroom, so we're really, really lucky. And not only that,
but
Emily...
I know where you're going.
Yeah, so the day before, it might even been the morning that we went in.
No, it was the morning.
She'd run a cyanotype workshop, hadn't she? And she had some chemicals left over, so she actually sent us home with that, didn't she? So can you talk the listeners through what a cyanotype is? Do you remember?
So it's like this blue liquid that we put onto a piece of paper and we left out in the sun and it made this great picture. Yeah,
that's right. So the liquid itself, you paint it onto like a normal piece of paper. And
Roger.
It's like light sensitive, isn't it? So it's very similar to what we did in the darkroom, but you use daylight to expose your picture.
Yeah.
So we already had the sort of digital negative, didn't we?
Yeah.
You right there, Elvis? Yeah, I'm just having a little sing song.
Yeah.
You bored?
Maybe.
So we used the digital negative that Emily printed for us, didn't we? And we put it out in the garden, and it went pretty well, didn't it?
Yeah.
And you get a blue, it's cyanotype because it's a cyan blue colour, isn't it? So you get a blue.
Oh, yeah. In the name.
What is wrong with you? Why are you sat there just doing Elvis impressions?
I don't know. I don't know.
Wow. Okay, well, maybe we'll do an Elvis episode one day.
Can we? Please.
Yeah.
Can it just be me doing sounds of Elvis?
I don't know. Just like an impressions episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm David O'Doherty.
I feel like we're deviating a little bit here.
Yeah,
cyanotypes.
Sorry about that. Right.
So yeah, we printed the cyanotypes and we had to dry the prints on the washing line, didn't we? Which was quite cool. Now we did take some pictures inside the darkroom and also of the cyanotype printing that we did at home. So we'll put those on the blog post, won't we? So people can see. And I'll also pop on there the video, the short film that I made with Emily, so people can get a feel for the space and what Emily does there, because the space is amazing, isn't it? It's a really beautiful space. Right, so would you like to go again? I mean, we were super, super lucky because Emily invited us in and she gave up her time to spend with us, didn't she, while we were doing the prints and stuff?
Yeah.
But they do workshops regularly at the Art House, so we'll put some links on the blog post as well, won't we, and share that. So if anyone's interested,
then come, please.
They can go along and try it for themselves, can't they?
Yeah.
So how would you sum up in a few words? How would you sum up your first experience of printing in a darkroom?
3 words.
3 words will do if you can do it in 3. So you put pressure on yourself there. You said 3 words before you had them. You could use more than 3 if you want.
Dark red room.
Dark red room. So the red light was a little bit creepy, wasn't it? Takes a bit of getting used to. But you enjoyed it?
Yeah.
And has it made you think...
Oh, no, that's 4 because we should include the full stop.
Yeah, full stop's not a word.
Yeah, good.
So being in the darkroom and seeing how the film turns into the picture, has it made you think differently about photography when you're using your cameras and things like that?
Yeah.
Because obviously you're used to digital and things being instant and stuff. Has it ever occurred to you that that's how photography used to be?
No.
So when you're playing with, I've got loads of film cameras on the shelf in my office, haven't I?
1, 2, 3.
Don't count them. It's embarrassing. Lots of film cameras. But that's how they all work. So that's how it used to be before digital. You put the film in and take the film out.
How many have actually got? One. That's definitely
How many have I
one.
got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About 12. About 12 cameras. And then I've got 1, 3, 4 digital cameras. We love photography in this house, don't we?
Yeah.
Anyway, we're rambling. I feel like we should probably wrap up. So
Yeah.
before we wrap up, we just again have to say a really, really big thank you to Emily, don't we?
Yeah.
Because she gave up loads of her time and we had such a lovely time. It was a real treat. So thank you very much, Emily. Shall we wrap up?
Yeah, wrap up.
Okay, as always, if you have a question for us to answer or a message you'd like to send in, you can contact us at aupellis.com or you can find us on Twitter, Facebook or Instagram at aupellis. We love hearing from you, don't we?
Yep, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts and Amazon.
See you next time.
Please do like and subscribe. Hey, Up Ellis, what do you want to learn today? Hey, Up Ellis, what do you want to learn today? Books and nature, science, sports and history. Do you love learning? Come and chat with Dad and me. Hey, Up Ellis, what do you want to learn today?